So it's April 14th, and right now, as we speak, the world is just holding its breath. You've got these two massive scenarios unfolding at the exact same time, and they are pulling the entire globe in completely opposite directions. We are truly on a razor's edge. So let's break down exactly how we got to this point.
You know, when you really boil it down, we are standing at a huge crossroads. Think about it like two distinct paths. Down one path, you've got secret talks, quiet diplomacy, the hope for some kind of deal. But then there's this other path, and it is much, much louder. It's paved with military blockades, shifting alliances, and honestly, the very real threat of a global conflict. The choice between these two futures, it's being made as we speak.
So where does the first big move on this global chessboard come from? Well, it comes from the United States, and it's a gamble, a high-stakes gamble, that forces every other player to put their cards on the table. And what is that move? The American position is crystal clear, a full-blown naval blockade of Iran. The goal? To completely sever its connection to the world by sea. The White House basically said they'd treat any ship leaving Iran like it's a drug smuggler, threatening to destroy them before they even hit open water. I mean, this is economic strangulation, pure and simple, and it's all designed to force Iran's hand, to get them to the table, but on America's terms.
But here's the thing about the world we live in now. A move that bold was never going to go unanswered. And the first major response, it didn't even come from Iran. It came from Beijing. And this could be one of those moments that redefines the entire balance of power.
In this whole massive standoff, it all came down to one ship, a Chinese-owned vessel called the Rich Starry. It leaves an Iranian port fully loaded. Now, as it gets close to the American blockade line at the Strait of Hormuz, shipping data shows it just stops, dead in the water. For one incredibly tense moment, it looked like it was going to turn back. But then, it started moving again. It just sailed right through the American naval presence, basically daring them to fire the first shot. And what did the U.S. Navy do? They watched it go. Just like that, the blockade was broken.
Now you have to understand, this wasn't just some rogue ship captain making a bold move. No, this was a calculated play, and it was backed by a warning that is just chillingly clear. A top Chinese policy analyst, Victor Gao, put it this way: China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. I mean, let that sink in. This isn't just talk. It signals a massive shift from China's old, cautious foreign policy. This is a new, assertive, and frankly, confrontational China on the world stage.
Okay, so you have the US and China on what looks like a collision course. What happens next? A third major power steps in, but not with warships or threats, with a potential way out. Russia steps onto the stage, positioning itself as the mediator, trying to pull everyone back from the brink.
And Russia's proposal, it's actually pretty clever. It's a three-step diplomatic dance to cool things down. Step 1, Iran has to agree to stop enriching uranium for 5 years. Step 2, Iran then hands over its entire stockpile of enriched uranium to Russia. And step 3, Russia holds on to it, basically acting as a guardian to make sure it can't be turned into a weapon. It's a plan designed to give both sides an exit without losing face.
And when you put the two proposals side by side, you really see the gap, right? The US was demanding a 20-year ban, and they wanted the stockpile handed over to them directly. Russia's offer is way more moderate, just a 5-year pause, and the stockpile goes to a neutral third party for safekeeping. Moscow basically created a middle ground, a diplomatic space where a deal might actually be possible.
But behind all of this talk, behind the naval maneuvering and the high-level diplomacy, there's a number. It's the unspoken reality that is underpinning this entire crisis. And that number is 61.
So what is 61? It's a Chinese intercontinental ballistic missile, and it gets its name because it can carry 60 individual nuclear warheads, plus a hydrogen bomb. Think about that. It can reportedly hit any target on the planet in less than 20 minutes, and Chinese sources claim it's impossible to intercept. This is the hard power behind their soft power. It's the ultimate trump card that lets a ship like the Rich Starry sail through a U.S. blockade and call their bluff. And this new reality, this new distribution of power, it has left the United States in a very lonely position. I mean, look at this. We're talking about America's closest, most traditional allies. France, Germany, the UK, Canada, Japan. Every single one of them is refusing to back military action. Instead, they're siding with China and Russia, saying this has to be solved with diplomacy, not with warships. The old alliances, they're cracking under the strain of this new world order. So you have the American blockade, the Chinese challenge, the Russian diplomatic play.
All of these massive forces are now converging on one single city, a city that has suddenly become the focus of the entire world.
And that city is Islamabad in Pakistan. It's emerging as this crucial neutral territory where emergency talks between the US and Iran could actually happen. This is it. This is where everyone hopes that path to peace we talked about can finally be found, far away from the tension in the Strait of Hormuz. You know, it's not an exaggeration to say the fate of the world could be decided right here in the next few days.
Which brings us back to the ultimate question, doesn't it? As all these great powers maneuver for advantage with their fleets, their diplomats, and their ultimate weapons held in reserve, what are we really watching here? Is this just the messy, dangerous process of negotiating a real, lasting peace? Or are we watching the opening moves of a new great game? The first pieces being set on the board for a new world war?